Hey guys, PS3 Game Guru here with my first Blu-ray collection updated video as promised. If you guys haven't checked out my full Blu-ray collection video yet, I highly recommend you do. I'll leave a link down below for you to check out. Alternatively, you can just click right here and go straight to it from there. Okay, so as was the case in my original video, my collection is in alphabetical order beginning with numbers, but I actually haven't picked up any Blu-rays with numbers in the title, so I'll just jump straight to A. And the first movie I've recently picked up is Alan Partridge, Alpha Papa. Steve Coogan's character of Alan Partridge is just one of my favourite comedy characters, and the film version is absolutely brilliant, really funny, and I love the hostage theme it has to it, and overall it's a really good movie. So next newest edition is a bit of an underrated movie. I actually quite enjoyed it. It's The Butterfly Effect, starring Ashton Kutcher, and even though it says Ashton Kutcher in it, it's not a comedy, it's a psychological thriller. It's really twisted, really about time travel, where he can go back in time. He had a bit of a horrible childhood, and he can go back and change those events and make things happier and save people who got killed in his childhood, or his loved ones, and that. It's a really good movie. I like that kind of thing. It's really really keeps you on the edge of your seat. So Butterfly Effect is really underrated, and if you like really twisted time travel kind of movies, then I can guarantee you'll enjoy The Butterfly Effect. Next is another classic. I'm a big fan of the books of this franchise, so the film version is really good. The Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. I've only got the first of the Narnia films. The other ones have gotten quite worse. Prince Caspian was okay, but I didn't really enjoy it. Voyage of the Dawn Treader really just went right down, and I don't know where the film franchise of the Narnia movies is going. It's been 4 years since the last one, so if it's in the works, I don't know what's going on, but I hope they really do improve it, because so far there's only one good Narnia film movie made. Next newest edition is one of my favourite animated movies from 2009. It's Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Yeah, really original idea. When I first saw the title, I thought it sounded a bit silly, but yeah, I bought it quite a few months ago. I didn't actually see it when it originally came out, but then I heard the sequel was in the works, and my mates wanted to see the sequel, and I was like, I haven't seen the first one yet. And I'm like, no, why not? You're kidding? And so I bought it. It was in a bargain for $10, so bought it, watched it, really enjoyed it. The sequel was just as good, and I will be picking that up on Blu-ray when it does release soon. Next newest edition is hands down the best horror movie I've seen of all time. The Conjuring. My god, this movie is just insane. Oh god, I was actually scared. This movie really scared me. It's really, James Wan. That guy knows how to make a horror movie. Jesus Christ. Oh man, The Conjuring, it's just the best horror movie. I can't think of anything else that can top it. Conjuring, you've got to see The Conjuring. Even if you don't like horror movies, just watch it anyway. You know, you might have nightmares, but still, it's just such a brilliant movie. Next newest edition is one of the most original sci-fi movies I've seen in quite some time. Released in 2009, is District 9. This movie is presented by Peter Jackson and directed by Neil Blomkamp. I'm not familiar with that director, but this was a really good alien invasion sci-fi movie, and overall, really good. Yeah, brilliant. So after the success of District 9, Neil Blomkamp made another sci-fi movie that came out in the middle of last year, Elysium, starring Matt Damon and Jodie Foster. It stars Matt Damon in the title role. He's not exactly really a muppet, he can actually act. A lot of people say he's not a very good actor, but he is really good in this. Overall, Elysium is tops District 9 in my opinion, much better than District 9. And yeah, overall, brilliant sci-fi action thriller. Next is a franchise of movies that have started off quite average, but have actually got better as they've made more sequels to it. Is the Fast and Furious franchise. It's the full 6-movie collection, includes all 6 movies. In 6 of these movies, it's a bit insane, but the good thing is they've got better. Started off just as a street race movie, and then up to the 5th one they turned to a heist movie, which I thought was just fantastic. And the franchise is great. Obviously, the recent passing of Paul Walker has jeopardised the franchise, so the 7th one is a bit of a development hell at the moment, but I have faith that they're really going to find ways to get rid of his character in some way and still make it that Paul Walker is still the face of the Fast and Furious franchise. So overall, the Fast and Furious franchise, brilliant collection of action movies. So my next newest addition is a franchise of movies that I think some people thought didn't really need to be a franchise. It could have just been a single movie and they could have just left it there. It's the biggest Fokker collection ever. This includes all the Fokker films, Meet the Parents, Meet the Fockers and Little Fockers. I actually think they're really funny. Obviously Meet the Parents, probably some people say is the best, but I actually do think Meet the Fockers was better. Dustin Hoffman and Barbara Streisand were just great as Ben Stiller's character's crazy parents. And yeah, I thought Little Fockers wasn't necessary, but the way Meet the Fockers ended, it kind of felt that's what people wanted to see. So overall, it's a great trilogy of movies that didn't need to be a trilogy, but overall they're really funny and really enjoyable. Now, I mentioned in my original Blu-ray collection video that I really enjoyed the first Kick-Ass movie and I was really looking forward to seeing Kick-Ass 2, so of course I actually bought Kick-Ass 2. Yeah, Kick-Ass 2 is fantastic, really funny, great over-the-top bloody action. Jim Carrey was a great addition to the franchise. He's not in the movie much, which is a bit of a shame, but he makes up the time he has on screen. Overall, Kick-Ass 2 was a great sequel, and I do hope they make a Kick-Ass 3. I do believe they are. So yeah, overall, Kick-Ass 2, brilliant action comedy. Now, Superman's had his ups and downs getting a really good film adaptation, but in mid-2013, finally got it, Man of Steel. Directed by Zack Snyder, who directed Watchmen and 300, stars Henry Cavill as Clark Kent, Superman, or Kal-El as his real name is known. It's a brilliant action movie. It was also produced by Christopher Nolan from the Dark Knight trilogy, so it does feel a little bit like as the emotion of the Dark Knight, and the upcoming sequel, Batman vs Superman, or Man of Steel 2, I'm not sure what the final title will be. It recently got delayed to 2016, so I hope it's going to be a brilliant movie after that been delayed by an entire year. And Ben Affleck's going to be Batman in that, which is interesting. But yeah, I'm looking forward to how that sequel will shape up, if it's going to set up a Justice League movie, if they're going to get all the DC comic book characters together and try and copy the Avengers. Yeah, Man of Steel overall is the best Superman movie probably since the original. Next newest addition is a stand-up comedian who I've recently just discovered, and I've just been in agony from watching his stand-up comedy shows. Is Michael McIntyre. I've got all three of his comedy stand-ups on Blu-ray here. Hello Wembley, Live and Laughing, and Showtime. They're all really funny. I just love his style of comedy. It's I've not seen any comedian look just like him. He's just so funny. It's so realistic. His comedies, he talks about everyday things, which is just so funny. And overall, he's just a fantastic comedian. And if he tours here in my area, then I'm definitely going to go see him because he is absolutely hilarious. So after seeing Monsters Inc. in 2001, I really wanted Pixar to make a sequel to the movie for years, and it took them 12 years, but instead of doing a U-turn, I made a prequel instead, Monsters University. So this is a prequel to Monsters Inc. It tells the story of Mike and Sully when they were training at uni to be scarers, and they were pretty much enemies. They hated each other because they had different points of view. Like Sully was the big popular guy, Mike was a bit of a nerd, bookworm kind of character, kind of monster even. Yeah, it's a really great prequel. I kind of wish they did make a sequel instead, because I think I want to see if Boo would be in it or grown up, because the prequel, Boo doesn't even exist because they haven't met it yet. They haven't even got to Monsters Incorporated yet. But despite being a prequel, Monsters University was still quite enjoyable. Now, I'm not really a Trekkie, but after J.J. Abrams rebooted the Star Trek franchise in 2009, that was fantastic. And then when he made the sequel last year, Star Trek Into Darkness, brilliant. I think that's all it's taken to convert me. I've actually become quite a bit of a Trekkie since J.J. Abrams rebooted the franchise. Yeah, Into Darkness was really good. Chris Pine is great as Captain Kirk. Sorry, I'm not a Trekkie fan, so I don't know the characters off by heart. I'm not a huge Trekkie. Yeah, so great. Simon Pegg is also quite funny. A lot of people say he's miscast, but I think he adds a bit of a comic relief to the Star Trek franchise. Carl Urban is great as Bones. Yeah, and Benedict Cumberbatch was great as the villain. And Star Trek Into Darkness, definitely probably the best Star Trek movie I've ever seen. My next newest addition is a bit of a underrated action movie. I think a lot of people liked it. It wasn't faithful to the source material, as The Sweeney. It stars Ray Winstone, Ben Drew and Hayley Atwell. It's an adaptation of the classic 70s British cop show. I've never watched that, so I can't comment on how faithful it was. A lot of people said it wasn't faithful at all. It was really bad. The only thing it's got related is that it's got the same name, and the lead characters are got the same names from the TV show. But I think it was really good. A really good British action movie. It tried to be like a Hollywood movie set in London, so I actually thought it was really good. Really, anything with Ray Winstone is entertaining. He's just great at playing such tough, hard guys. Overall, Sweeney a bit underrated, and I actually really enjoyed it, and I think it's worth checking out. My next newest addition is also a really hilarious but quite crude comedy of 2013. This Is the End. This stars a bit of an all-star cast. It's got James Franco, Jonah Hill, Seth Rogen, Jay Baruchel, Dan McBride, Craig Robertson, Michael Cera and Emma Watson. Ooh, hot. Yeah, so this is it's the end of the world movie. Everyone's having a party at James Franco's house, and then the world starts ending around them, and they've just got to find out how to survive. And it's really funny, really offensive. So if you're easily offended, you probably won't enjoy this movie. It's got a lot of crude sexual humour that maybe crosses the line every now and then. But overall, This Is the End is definitely one of my favourite comedies of 2013. So next is a comedy that when I went to see it, I did really enjoy it, but it didn't quite have the I've got to buy that movie on Blu-ray factor. But I got it for Christmas, so I didn't want to be ungrateful and say that I hated the movie, because I didn't hate it. It just wasn't brilliant. That's We're the Millers. So I got it as a Christmas present. So because of that, no, it's not my money that got wasted. So, but because it was a Christmas present, and I still enjoyed it to the point, and I've watched it a few more times now, and it's actually kind of grown on me, and I actually think it's not that bad of a movie now. It's quite funny. There's Jesse Stakers is a drug dealer. He's trying to smuggle drugs across the border, and he knows it's a huge red flag if he goes by himself. So he gets this group of people, and they form a fake family, because they know families just get waved through. They won't get searched for drugs. It won't be suspicious. So it's a clever little idea. And overall, I think it's quite funny, a little bit underrated, and overall, it's a pretty good comedy. Now, Wolverine is probably one of the most best X-Men characters of all time, and everyone could tell right from when the X-Men franchise began that he deserved his own movie. He got that in 2009, but it was pretty terrible, so the less said about that, the better. But then in 2013, it got another version. I don't know if it was considered a reboot or a sequel. I'm not sure if it is connected to the original terrible Wolverine movie. It's The Wolverine. It also stars Hugh Jackman again. Hugh Jackman is Wolverine. There's no way around it. If he decides he doesn't want to do Wolverine anymore, then that's the end of Wolverine in general. This movie was great. I heard when it comes out it's meant to be a more violent take on the character. It was pretty violent, but there was no blood in the theatrical version. In the Blu-ray we got the Unleashed Extended Edition, which is much more violent. It really is much better, because you get to really see the damage Wolverine's claws can do to a human body, and that's what fans want to see, me including. Wolverine is a violent character. He's got razor sharp claws. We need to see what they can do to your body. We want to see him ripping people apart and blood spraying everywhere. Maybe makes him a bit of a sadist for saying that, but that is Wolverine. He's a violent character. He's not soft. He's he's an animal. He's a wolf. Yeah. Overall, the 2013 version of Wolverine is much better. The extended edition in particular, much better version. Overall, brilliant movie. And my final latest addition today is, hands down, the best comedy of 2013 is The World's End, the official ending to the Cornetto trilogy from Simon Pegg, Nick Frost and Edgar Wright. Just brilliant. I just love this idea, them being a pub crawl, and then aliens, or robots as they call them in the film, start taking over their hometown. It's just a brilliant movie, really funny, and overall The World's End is my best comedy of 2013. Yeah, nothing can top it. World's End, brilliant movie. So there you have it, guys. That's all the Blu-rays that I've picked up over the last few months since I made my last video. As before, when I've picked up a few more Blu-rays, there will be another another Blu-ray collection update video. Until then guys, catch you later. If you like this update, make sure you hit the like button, leave your comments down below on what you think of my collection, or list some of the Blu-rays in your collection if you have a Blu-ray library. And also click the subscribe button so you'll get notified of all my latest videos when I upload them. And until then guys, see you in the next video.